Hey guys, and welcome to the Arzing channel. So finally I've got my hand on the PocketGO and I'll unbox it in this video after the transition. But I also did modify my BittBoy version 3.5. So I've added an analog stick. I've modified the D-pad to be like the D-pad of the DMG Game Boy, and also the contact pads. Of course, these are just fine. I swapped these out for the ones in the version 2.5. And this is a red button. These are left and right triggers. It's better to have them than not to have them, but they're not that easy to press. I mean, you can do it, but the grip is just like the LDK, kind of awkward, or more awkward, to be honest. And I got a 3000 milliampere battery, like 4 times more the capacity than a normal BittBoy. So this one will not be running out of battery juice anytime soon. Okay guys, so let's get into the unboxing. Here we go. So here we have the handheld. For that, let's remove the screen protector. And then moving on, we find this bag with what I think is extra buttons. Charging cable. The SD card reader. Now this is nice. You can swap them out and make it a Super NES type of layout and color scheme. I'm happy with that. That's a good thing. And here, of course, you have the manual. It looks a lot better, more like the BittBoy version 3.5 manual. And of course, what BittBoy always does when you order the SD card with it is they add the SanDisk Class 4 Edge 8GB SD card with the custom firmware on it. All right, initial impressions. This really feels good in my hands. I mean, I like the Game Boy type of BittBoy more in terms of aesthetics, but yeah, this feels more practical and I prefer playing games on this, to be honest. As for the buttons, oh wow, the D-pad has improved a lot compared to this one. But on the other side, these feel too rounded for my taste. Yeah, these are a lot more flat. Can I swap them out? I think I might be able to do that. But yeah, it depends on your personal preference. I think these are a little bit too slippery, and maybe a little bit too protruding. And let's go on and check the select and start. These are clicky, but less clicky than the older versions. Got the reset button, which is nice and functional. And now let's test out the left and right triggers. Yeah, this is nice. Nicer than a lot of the high-end handheld consoles that I have. Kind of is resemblant to the PSP triggers. So let's talk about the I/O. What I see over here is we got the headphone jack for audio, it goes over here, and they got a dedicated port for the AV out, which was not functional on their older devices. They promoted the BittBoy version 2.5 as being capable of doing that, but it didn't work on any of their devices, so they canceled that on the BittBoy version 3.5 and did not provide the cable as well. But now we're coming to one gripe. As you might have noticed, there is no AV cable provided in their box, which means you will not be able to take advantage of this. Generally speaking, these devices have horrible AV out quality, and they're stretched and pixelated, and they look horrible. But, still was a better choice to put that in there and give people the opportunity to even try it out. Moving on, we got the power switch over here, slider type. and the volume rocker. Now this is an awesome addition. I like this one. The older devices of BittBoy did not have that. Here you got the LDK, which has one of these. That's a thing that I liked a lot about the LDK. And now coming to another thing that I notice. The screen is protruding a little. And this is awesome. Like it looks high quality. Actually, this feels great. The quality of this. It's hard to imagine that this is so cheap. Yeah, this is awesome. It feels awesome, looks awesome. But is it awesome on the inside? That's a question that I would like to have answered. Let's fire it up. What was that? Unclean shutdown? What did it say? I guess it was not safely shut down. So these kind of devices and Linux-based devices need a proper shutdown procedure. So you go here to power, and then you power it off, and then after that you flick this switch. The settings are pretty much the same as the BittBoys. You can overclock the CPU. I'm not pretty sure if that is very effective. In my opinion, I didn't really see much of a difference. The battery is a little bigger than the one in the BittBoy. 700 was upgraded to 1000. Let's check out the skins. Grid theme is my favorite. Got others, but you know, grid theme is the one I prefer. Here we go. Grid theme. So yeah, the screen is very vibrant, is beautiful. I guess you can change the brightness just like the other BittBoys. They can get very bright, as you can see. Let's check that out. Yep, that's bright, all right. For the sake of the camera, let's put it on. And you can change the audio using the volume wheel, and I'm pretty sure that you can also change it using select and... Oh yeah, you can. So you got the hardware option and you got the software option as well. Not that great. I mean, it's not good, but it's better than this one. That's for sure. First impression. Yeah, this feels great in my hands. That's for sure. The D-pad feels great. But yeah, as I said before, I'm not really a fan of the rounded ABXY buttons. But it's a great device to play GBA games on. I mean, it's a known fact that Super Nintendo doesn't work perfectly on these handhelds, but most of those games are ported to GBA anyways. So yeah, this is nice. I definitely see myself sliding this in my pocket. Look at the screen, it's gorgeous. Still, there is screen tearing, obviously. Like these, nothing really has changed. The travel speed is very low because it's a 5-way switch. It's not really analog, but you know, yeah, this is a lot better. After a while of using these handhelds, kind of the screen tearing is not as noticeable to me anymore. Of course, if you grab the LDK and then compare it to each other, the LDK is far better in how smooth it is and how well it runs. But you know, there's no IPS display. Sadly, no tempered glass, and this one does have that, and I prefer to slide that in my pocket and not damage my LDK. I have a case for it with extra batteries and another SD card I can pop in for a different custom firmware. But, you know, I think this is a lot more convenient to carry around. So, the thing that we always notice with the NES games for the BittBoys and the PocketGo probably will also have that issue, is NES games run too fast. The LDK, it's fine though, but not on the BittBoys. The BittBoy family, I would say. Yeah. It's not pleasant, that's for sure. They can fix it because it's easy to update your firmware on these handhelds. It needs work. It works the same, probably the same emulator works fine on the LDK, but not so fine on the BittBoy, PocketGo. What is that? That's not how it sounds normally. Yeah, there are some tunes missing and some notes are missing from the music. Yeah, that's a lot different. To me, it sounds more like audio signals have left and right signals, so one of them isn't working. That's how it sounds like. Okay, so to make things clear, the audio on the Super Nintendo emulator wasn't good. Now we're going over to a Mega Drive and to see if we got the same issue there or not. That sounds kind of weird, if you know what I mean. That's not how it sounds. Yeah, there's an audio channel missing, like it's hooking up one speaker to a stereo setup, pretty sure. Yeah, that sounded weird as well. The rest, master system works fine. I think, generally speaking, these Linux-based devices, you can configure them to output mono audio. You know, mix stereo to mono, which means both signals left and right will be mixed down to a single output here. I think that's possible. They might have done that already. I'll have to update the firmware and confirm that. I'll confirm it in the comment section below. Just stay up to date. No, I don't have to play. Okay, that's good. Yeah, this game sounds proper, and NES as well, because you know, those are very old consoles which probably don't have any stereo capabilities. But Super Nintendo and Master System, Mega Drive, and most likely the NeoGeo as well will have that issue. So let's check out NeoGeo while we're talking about that. Oh, that sounds horrible. Yeah, definitely. There's also the issue with what do you call it? A NeoGeo. Works all right. I mean, considering the fact that this is such a cheap small handheld and it runs NeoGeo, this well, with keeping in mind the hardware, is yeah, quite awesome, to be honest. Not as impressive as the LDK, but still it compensates for that with the screen and what's going on over here. So what I want to do right now is I'm going to plug in a headphone to see if the same issue persists, you know, the stereo and mono. Game Boy Advance isn't going to cut it, but Super Nintendo, and let's go to Mega Man X. Apparently that issue isn't there with headphones, but one thing I did notice is if you put your headphones all the way in, it kind of sounds muffled, but if you do it like this, then it sounds crisp and all right, I guess. Kind of weird, but you know, not a deal breaker for me at least. Wow. So first of all, Doom. Sometimes it doesn't work on these because the files aren't proper, but it works here, which is great. So the thing is, we got L and R buttons, so we can strafe now, apparently. Oh, okay, there we go. Works great. Let's move on to another port. Anyway, what we can see from here, the performance isn't great at all. Still awesome job for the one who ported this. So last but not least, let's see how we can do a safe shutdown. So we'll go over here and click A for a safe shutdown. After that, you see the LED is still on. What we can do now is light this up and it is safely shut down. Okay guys, so that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and if you want to buy any of these devices or want to pick any of them up, go over to the links in my description. That would really help the channel out and I would be really appreciating that. And it would of course mean that I can make more videos and yeah, make more content on these kind of handhelds and other technology as well. So if you want to support me, check the description down below for, you know, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.